Welcome back, everyone. We're doing the main part of our overlapping elephant lesson today. I'm going to go over the materials that we need. If you don't have them, press pause, go get them, and come on back. You are going to need your large piece of construction paper. You're going to need some type of a scratch paper underneath it. I have this one for Sam. You can grab anything from around the house that no one's going to be using anymore. It's just going to be scratch paper. It's going to go under what we're working on once we start using the Sharpie, okay? So make sure you have scratch paper. If it's small, that's okay. You can just guide the paper underneath your large paper as you're working. If you have a large one, that would be preferable.
So when you want to draw, you might want an eraser because you're going to start out with pencil. And then you're going to use a Sharpie, which is why we have the little scratch paper right here so it doesn't bleed onto your table. And then we'll erase the pencil.
Thank you, Sam. So yeah, make sure you go get your pencil, an eraser, the Sharpie, your big piece of construction paper, and then you're going to want to go get your warm-up so that you have some inspiration for drawing. You are also going to want to grab your drawing aid that I sent home, a copy of this. I also sent home a double-sided copy of this and this for your reference to help you and guide you through the directed drawing. Let's see what else. If you have a small Sharpie, like a really thin tip Sharpie, like this right here, go grab that. Or if you would just have a pen, like a black pen laying around the house that the adults in your house use, grab that for maybe if you do really fine lines that you want to make sure that you're able to Sharpie over without messing them up with the Sharpie that has a little bit more of a thicker tip to it. Joey, actually, this example right here of Joey's that I showed you last time, he didn't actually need a fine Sharpie because his details were not terribly small. It just depends on what type of an artist you are. I just want to give you options.
I'm a detail artist.
Sammy's a detailed artist, so I grabbed a small one for him, a thin one, I should say, a really super fine thin one. So here's Joey's, and if you notice here, he has, let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He did 5 elephants in his composition. So we're going to want to do quite a few elephants. I want you to do a minimum of 4, maybe like a maximum of 6. Start thinking about how you want them to face, where you want them on your paper, while I continue going over some stuff. Here's my example right here. I did 5 and they are all overlapping. I hadn't added any type of a background to it like trees or rocks or ponds or anything like that. I just have the elephants, the 5 overlapping elephants. And then I wanted to just show you again the images that I showed you last time for inspiration. There's that one. There's that one. That one. You're free to pause at any time if you want to study any of these. You're free to rewind at any time if you want to study any of these more closely. And that one. All right, so I've shown you all the images. I've gone over all the supplies we need. You should have everything in front of you right now. I am going to go over what I always go over, right? So before we start the lesson, I want you to keep these things in mind, okay? As you're working through the lesson, I want you to remember these things. Number 1, always try your best. Number 2, if you get frustrated, take a deep breath, count to 10, take another deep breath, and try it again. Or just take a break. It does rhyme. Or just take a break. Number 3, everyone's art will be uniquely, will turn out differently. Your work is uniquely yours. And number 4, art is not perfect. Keep those things in mind. The big one that I really want you to keep in mind is the frustration one, because this lesson is pretty technical and I find that this can cause a lot of frustration if we are trying to be too perfect. So let's not try to be perfect. Let's just do our best and have a good time. All right, Sam, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you Sammy's workstation. He's all ready to go. And here's my workstation. I'm all ready to go. I have a blank slate right here. And I have a lot of space. So I'm going to make sure that I use my space. I'm not going to be drawing teeny tiny elephants. I'm going to draw them big on my paper, just like I want you to draw them big on yours. So grab your pencil. And I kind of want you to think about how many elephants you want to draw. So I'm going to give you to the count of 10, and then I want you in your head to decide, make a decision on how many elephants you want to draw.
Is there like a limit, like something to something?
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
The minimum, great question for clarification, the minimum 4 elephants, the maximum 6. So in your head, I want you to think of a number 4, 5, or 6, okay?
We're only going to do 4.
I'm going to give you a couple more seconds.
And you can just pause the video.
Or you can pause the video if you need more time to think. All right, get that number in your head. I have my number. What's your number?
4.
Sammy's going to do 4. My number is going to be 5, okay? So I want you to plot out in your head where your 4 are going to go. So just touch around. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everyone right now, I want you to point around your paper where you're going to do them. So point around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Sammy's got an idea of where he's going to go. And then I want you to think about what kind of a background are you going to add. Really simple background. So maybe like a tree, a little pond, maybe a sun, maybe no sun. Just in your head, kind of plot it out. So, and kind of space it out with your hand. So I'm going to say tree, tree. I'm just going to do 2 trees, I think. Okay, I'm going to keep mine really simple because my big focus is overlapping my elephants. Okay, so now I want you to put your hand where you want to draw your first elephant. I think I'm going to start my first elephant right around here. And then I want you to think, I want you to look at your warm-up paper, right? And I want you to pick an elephant. Is it going to be an elephant facing to the right? Is it going to be an elephant facing to the left? I hope you're seeing it the way I'm seeing it and I'm saying right and left correctly. Is it going to be an elephant facing forward? Okay, those were the 3 different perspectives that we drew, right? We drew 3 different perspectives of an elephant, one facing to the left, one facing to the right, and one facing forward. So have your idea in your head if it's going to be facing front or back. And I'd like, or right, left, or center. And I would like you to use your drawing aids. And I want you to start drawing. I'm going to start drawing. I'm going to talk it out how I'm doing it. If you feel comfortable following my lead, you can follow along with me. Or you can just start doing it the way that you'd like to do it. Okay, Sam? So you don't have to do what I'm doing. You could do it however you'd like to. And I'm going to give you that. And you have these 2 front and back, right? So you have your drawing aids in front of you. You have your warm-up in front of you. And you're ready to go. You have your pencil and your eraser. And we are not doing Sharpie. Put the Sharpie to the side. Last thing I want to remind you, when we're drawing lightly with our pencils so that we have plenty of, we have room to erase, okay? So if we're drawing really hard and we go to erase, that can lead to frustration also. So let's draw really lightly. All right, I'm going to start with the body, and I've decided my elephant right here is going to be a baby elephant, and it's going to face off here. It's going to look out. I'm facing this way. It's going to look out to my right. So I'm going to do the body of the elephant. I'm going to draw a little bit on the harder side because I want you to be able to see it. So I'm going to draw the oval part. Gosh, I don't even know if you can see it. I'm going to come up really close to the camera and see if you can see it. Oh, you can see it. You can see it. Okay. So I did the oval part for the body. Sammy's getting started. Oh, Sammy's jamming. Sammy, whoa. Okay, now I'm going to do the head. I'm going to do the circle for the head right here. And have it dip down for the trunk. And this trunk, I'm gonna have this trunk going up like it's gonna be shooting water. This is gonna be my baby elephant. Okay, so here's my head, here's my trunk, and I'm gonna have it so that it can shoot water out because I'm envisioning maybe like a little pond down here. All right, remember to be erasing as you need to. All right, I'm gonna do the ears, or the ear. Oops. Coming around like that. Now I'm gonna erase the top. I'm gonna erase the top of my head right there where the ear was. Say that again, honey.
I'm gonna need a lot of erasing.
You're gonna need a lot of erasing. No problem. Please do. Okay, I'm gonna do the other ear over here. Remember, you can follow along with me or you could do your own thing. All right, I'm gonna do the leg. I'm gonna do the front leg right here of the baby elephant and have it come up like that. That's kind of the shape of a rectangle. And then I'm gonna come down here to do the back leg. And remember, you can pause at any time if you need to catch up or you need a break at all. I'm gonna do the two legs in the back. They're gonna be smaller rectangles. All right, now I'm gonna give him a tail. I'm gonna bring his tail down, or her tail down. There we go. Now I'm gonna do some erasing. I'm gonna erase right here where the tail connects. I'm going to erase right here where the body connects to the leg. Okay, I'm gonna erase over here where the body connects to the leg also. Take your time. All right, now I'm gonna do the eye over here. I'm gonna give it a little wrinkle above the eye, a little wrinkle below the eye. Beautiful, Sammy. Sammy's working on his tail. As much erasing as you need to do. What's that? Up and down, up and down. Okay, I'm gonna give this elephant some little, I'm gonna do a baby elephant, and baby elephants, they don't have tusks yet. They don't get the tusks until they're a little bit older. Did that blow your mind?
Not really.
Oh, not really?
It
You gave me a mind blow. Okay, I'm gonna give the baby elephant his or her wrinkles though. They do have those wrinkles. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm done with my first elephant. I'm doing 5, so I gotta get going on to my second elephant. And I'm gonna practice the idea of overlapping. So, I'm gonna review this with you. Remember from last time I showed you this, where I drew an elephant facing left, then facing right, and I traced it with black Sharpie, and you can see where it overlapped. Now, if I want this elephant to be in the front, then I have to erase all these lines over here of the back elephant, and that is right here. So I erased all the lines of the back elephant, and then I Sharpied that example for you. If I want this elephant to be in the front, then I have to erase all the lines of the back elephant. And you get this. All right? So now this elephant is in the front. So this is what we're going to be working on. Now, you can choose to just do the contour lines and not do any erasing. So let's say, for my example here, my baby elephant is going to be in the front, and the mama elephant behind it is going to be overlapped by the baby elephant. I can just do the contour lines of the elephant and not actually draw inside this elephant right here, the baby elephant. So I can avoid the erasing. It's really your choice what you want to do. Remember when we did this on our warm-up? We had to do some erasing. So it's really your choice what you'd like to do. If you want to just do the one elephant and then do the contour lines here and then stop here and avoid the erasing below. Okay? So I'm going to leave that up to you. That's the strategy I'm going to use. I'm not going to do any erasing for my back elephant. I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the body. I'm going to do an oval for the body. And look here, I got to like the ears of the baby elephant. I'm going to stop there because I know my head's coming up. Then I'm going to do, well, I'm going to go all the way up here. Then I'm going to do the head of the elephant. Have it come down. And this elephant, I'm going to have the mama's trunk face pointing down. So right now you might be looking at your how-tos in order to create the elephant that you're working on. Maybe your elephant is facing the opposite way of mine. Okay, remember, you do what you'd like.
Is there a difference between the male and the female? Because I'm drawing the mom right now.
Oh, is there like a difference in the way that they look? To my knowledge, no.
Okay.
But I can look that up later and clarify that for you. Sorry. To my knowledge, I don't know a physical difference in the way a mama and a daddy elephant look from each other. Oh, can I show him what you're doing? Mm-hmm. So Sammy is working on his elephant, and then he decided to put his line down here to give him reference for how long his legs should be on the front and in the back. Good strategy. Very nicely done. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do the elephant's ear here. Okay, now I'm going to do the leg. Now this leg, I've decided that I want the elephant to look like he or she's walking. So I'm going to bend the leg. Do you want to see this strategy of the walking elephant? So I'm going to bend the leg. So here the leg's coming out, and I'm going to bend the leg as if it's going out. And then, oh, I got to my trunk of my baby. So I'm going to lift my pencil up, and I'm going to come and finish the leg going this way. And I'm going to run these two lines parallel to each other so it looks like the elephant is lifting its leg and walking. Wicked. Thank you. I'm glad I'm doing something wicked. I'm going to do the back leg, and it actually ends where the head of my baby elephant is. And now I can do some erasing. I'm going to erase this line right here. That connects the body to the front leg. All right, so I got that. And then I can give the elephant's knees some wrinkles. Elephants are pretty wrinkly.
No joke.
And then I'm going to do the back leg of this elephant. The back leg is going to come right into the baby elephant's back. And this back leg, and then the other back leg. And now I can erase this line connecting the body to the leg. Done that. Can add a tail here. And I can have this tail like kind of swooshing out. And then erase the line connecting the tail to the body. All right. And then I could do, so this is the adult one. So I'm going to do some tusks for this adult one. So I'm going to do the U here. Then I'm going to point some tusks going out. There's one in the front, and then one tiny one. It's kind of like a triangle in the back. And then I can erase the line where the tusk meets the trunk. Remember, if you need to pause, if you need to take a break, if you need to use your zoom in to see mine more up close, go for it. If you need to look at your, just take a second and look at your drawing aids, check them out, see if there's anything that any ideas you can get from your drawing aids to help you, right? That one and that one. Take your time. This is supposed to be fun, right, guys? Are you having fun, Sam?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I'm doing the eye. Now I'm going to do some wrinkles going down this elephant's nose. I'm going to say this is the mama. Going down the nose. And you know what? I forgot to add the little like toenail looking things on the feet of the baby. So I'm going to add some toenails.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
So I feel like I'm done with 2 of my elephants. If you're not done with 2, please do not try to race and do them. I'm just trying to do this so you get a sense of what the lesson looks like when it's all finished in a somewhat timely manner. Okay? So don't rush. Take your time, and we can work on this after the video's done. You can continue to work on it. So I told you I was going to do 5 elephants. So I have a baby and a mama facing in this direction. Now I think I'm going to do one right here facing forward, similar to this guy right here. Okay, and my warm-up was right here, so I could flip it to my warm-up for inspiration to look while I'm drawing. Okay, so I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to do kind of a big circle for the body. So I'll go like this. So here's the big circle for the body, but I'm going to stop it there because I know I'm going to do a smaller circle for the head. So, well, yeah. Let's see. So here's my circle for the head. Okay, so I have my main body, my head. I'm just kind of plotting this out. I'm going to do the ears, and remember last time we did like circle ears? I'd like to do my ears a little bit more like I did here. So I'm going to avoid the circle look, and I'm going to do more of the shape of these ears. So I'm going to go over here and kind of do that over here. And do that over here. Oh, they're not the same size. So I'm going to come over here a little bit more. Make them the same size. All right, so now I can erase that line up here that connects the head all the way around. And now I think I'll do the trunk. So I'm going to have the trunk swinging out this way. And then I can erase this line here where my trunk meets the body. And this right here at the bottom of the trunk, I'm going to erase that. I think I'll do the legs now. I have the first leg coming down here. And do you notice how this elephant down here is lower than these elephants going into the background? Okay, this elephant's closer up. And I'll do the front leg right here. This one, same height though. Then I can do the back legs. The back legs, I'm going to kick these feet out, make these feet a little bit more protruding out this way. Erase when you need to. All right, cool. So I have my legs, I have my trunk, my head, the general shape of everything. I'm going to add some tusks, some pointed tusks, this going this way, another pointed tusk going this way over the trunk, so I'm going to have to erase a little bit of the trunk to have that tusk going over the trunk. You don't need to do that if you don't want your tusks going over your trunk, that's fine. I'm going to give the nose some wrinkles going down the center of it, just like that, and some eyes. I'm doing almond-shaped eyes, and I'm giving the eyes some wrinkles above and below. You can put some wrinkles in the ears if you want. Give the feet some of those toenails. All right, I have done now 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 2 more because I said I was going to do 5. You might be on your 4th one now instead and be done at 4. Or you might still want to do 6 and you have 3 more to go. So this is your choice. I'm going to keep going like like I said, I'm gonna do 5. I have some space back here and back here. I think I'm gonna do some facing this direction. So I'm gonna look at my elephants that are facing this direction. And that's the one I'm gonna be doing. Well, actually, it's this direction when you look at it on the video. Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm gonna do this back elephant. I'm gonna start with the oval body. I'm gonna end my oval body here so I don't have to erase. I can just visualize the oval going all the way around. Then I'm gonna do the head down to the trunk. And this trunk, I think I'm gonna have this trunk coming like down and up. Like maybe it's gonna be feeding the elephant something. So I'll come back up and around. Here's the mouth connected to that body. So here's my trunk. And then just like this elephant was walking over here, I'm gonna make this elephant walk too. So I'm gonna make the leg bend right there at the knee. And then a parallel line running up it, right there. I'm gonna erase this line. Then I'm gonna do the back leg. The back leg could be straight. It runs right into this elephant's ear. And then I didn't have to erase, but this elephant is in front of this one, so I have overlapped. Now I'm gonna do the back leg over here, and it's gonna stop right at the ear. I stopped at the ear. Now I'm gonna do this one, this line, and erase over here. And then do the 4th leg. I don't need to do any nails for these guys, these 2 feet. I probably have to do them right here. And maybe just one right here. All right, I'm gonna do an ear. These ears I did kind of going up and over the head. I'm gonna do this one inside the head. How about that? There's my ear. And I'm gonna do a U for the tusk right there. And then bring one tusk coming out. So guys, I'm going like lightning fast because I don't want this video itself to be too long. So if you need to stop the video and catch up, then do that. If you're with me, then keep going. It's not a race. We're just trying our best. Sam, how are you doing?
Good, but this is way shorter than the warm-up so far.
This is way shorter than the warm-up. What elephant number are you on?
3.
So Sammy's on his 3rd. I'm on my 4th because I'm going lightning fast. You might be on your 2nd, you might be on your 1st, it doesn't matter. Or maybe you're on your 5th, maybe you're like super duper fast. It doesn't matter the speed at which you go. What matters is that you're doing your best and you are enjoying yourself. You having a good time? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna do the tail. I totally forgot the tail over here. I'm gonna have the tail come down. They have these tiny little tails and this little swooshy part right there. All right. Erase that back part so it goes into the body. I'm gonna give them another tusk over here and an eye and give it a wrinkle. And then some wrinkles coming down the nose, not the trunk. Okay? Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna do the 5th elephant. And my 5th elephant is gonna be way back here in the background. So I'm gonna start with the oval. And I'm gonna just stop the oval right there because I can visualize it continuing, and then I can do the head right here so I don't have to erase that part. All right, so I'm gonna come up and over for the head, and I think this trunk, I'm gonna have it pointing up. And have the trunk come back down, do the mouth. And now it's time for the ears. So I'm gonna come up and out of the body for this one. Come in. So I need to erase this up here. And then I'm going to give him a little ear in the back of his head. Now I can do the legs. You know, it doesn't really matter what order you go in. I don't think when it comes to the elephant, just as long as you start with the body. You can start with the body, then do the head, all the details of the head, then do the legs, then do the tail. I don't really think the order matters terribly, but I do think you have to start with the actual main part of the body. All right, I'm going to do some legs coming down. So here's one leg coming down, and then the back leg, and that back leg stopped right at the body of this elephant. I'm going to erase this right here. You can have this come up a little bit. Then I'm going to do the back legs coming down, just real basic squares. Not squares, rectangles, sorry. And then the other side leg to it, add the little nails. Erase this part right here where the leg connects to the body. And then give it the tail. All right. Yeah.
Can you give me some tips on like moving elephants?
That's great that the legs are in movement like that. That's absolutely wonderful. Can I show where you are? You want it to be a surprise? Okay. So Sammy's gonna wait until he's finished with his 4. He's on his 3rd one. That's great. He has 2 that are overlapping. He has 1 that's further up. Tell me what you think you're gonna do with your 4th one.
The 4th one's gonna be following this one.
He's gonna be following this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which I'm probably
Is he gonna
do like really shady right here because the back one is gonna be overlapping.
The back one's gonna be overlapping. Is the back one gonna be in front or behind that one?
Well, the back one is gonna be like his head's gonna be like right here.
So it's gonna be in front?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That is pretty impressive. Okay. Awesome. Good job, Sam. All right. I'm gonna give this guy the tusks here, coming out like that, and another one coming out like that. Erase where the tusk goes over the trunk. And then I'm going to give this guy an eye, give him some wrinkles. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elephants that I've drawn. So I've pretty much done my overlapping of how I'm going to do my elephants. Sam has 3, and he's going to start working on his 4th. I'm going to keep going. If you need to pause before you get to the next step, pause it and then come back to me, okay? All right.
It's gonna be probably the hardest one of them all.
I think your 4th one is going to be the most challenging, the way you've described how you're going to overlap it, but I'm proud of you for trying something challenging.
Like
Okay.
You have to put the circle like right here, and then next part right here.
So you're going to have to do quite a bit of erasing. So my suggestion to you is, have the circle come here, but not too far into the body so that the head is right here, so you're not erasing a ton of this elephant. Yeah, that's my suggestion. All right, so the next step, once you have all your elephants that are overlapped and you're ready to move to the next step, I want you to come back, press play with me, and we're going to add the scene around the elephants and any little details that you might have forgotten. So I think I'm going to add a pond right here.
Oh, this is the hardest one.
And my pond kind of went off my page. So here's my pond and it dropped off my page. And I want to have the baby and the mama elephant playing in the water. So I'm going to do like little splashes of water coming out of the baby elephant's trunk back into the pond. And I think I'm going to make this trunk longer. So I'm going to make this trunk a little bit longer.
Mom, do teenage elephants have tusks?
The teenage ones? That's a great question. I'm not sure what age they get their tusks, but I bet you the teenage ones, like the ones that are considered teenagers, maybe are like growing their tusks.
So it's gonna have small tasks.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, and then this one, I'm just gonna have some water that the mama is squirting out into the pond, playing with her little baby over here. Then I think I'll do a tree coming up here, real simple tree. And this tree might be going off the page too, with the leaves and the leaves. This one, I think I'll do a tree over here to just kind of make it a little symmetrical. Okay. Now, if I had chosen to make this tree be in front of this elephant, then I'd have to erase some of this elephant. Yeah. So now I'm gonna do the leaves here. You don't have to follow my kind of tree. You can do your own type of tree. I'm just doing a really simple, just a really simple tree. Adding some details of leaves in it. And I'm looking around and I'm wondering, am I done yet? Do I want to add some more details? Maybe I want to make it like have some grass here that this elephant is standing on. Maybe some grass here. Maybe I want to add a little bit of grass where all the elephants are standing. And I put the grass, this forward facing elephant, I put the grass in the back of the back feet are standing on. But you could do it however you'd like. So I think I'm done. I think I'm done with my whole design, and I've erased everything I wanted to erase. I'm within the maximum and minimum. I said 4 to 6 elephants. I have 5, and I've done a simple background. So it looks like I am ready to Sharpie. So I'm gonna grab my Sharpie, and I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna Sharpie the entire piece, all the lines I did. And when I'm done Sharpieing, then I'm going to erase everything that didn't get Sharpied, any of the pencil that's still showing. So I'm going to Sharpie with you watching for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and then we're going to call it a day for the video, okay? So I'll kind of walk through me Sharpieing, describing how I'm doing it. You can follow along with me, or you can zone me out and just keep going. All right, I'm going to start, I'll just start with this one. You don't have to do it in order of what you did. So I'm doing this elephant over here. Did the body, doing the ear, the head. The Sharpie part is going to be a lot more, take a lot less time. It's going to be faster because you are just simply tracing what you drew. So I'm doing the leg. I'm trying my best. I know it feels like I'm rushing, and I'm just doing it on the quicker side because I know the video is getting long. So I'm going to leave the eye and the wrinkles to a smaller Sharpie myself. All right. Doing the wrinkles down the trunk. I'm going to do the water spouting out of the trunk. All right, now I'm on to my baby elephant down here. I'm going to do the body, the ears, the head, down the trunk, up the trunk. Oh, I smudged a little bit. Make sure when you're working with your Sharpie that your hands don't go over it. Don't brush over it before it dries. All right, doing the underbelly, this leg, the back leg. I'm already noticing I'm not going exactly on my line, my pencil line, so I'm gonna have to do some erasing, which is fine. All right, I'm gonna grab my smaller Sharpie for these details right here. If you don't have a smaller Sharpie or a for if you require it for your smaller details, you can use a black pen that an adult might have in the house. Okay. But remember the example that I showed you, Joey's? He did not use a small Sharpie at all. He just used one, the Sharpie that was sent home.
Time to Sharpie.
You ready to Sharpie? Beautiful. Can I show them yours before you start Sharpieing?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so here is Sammy's. That's a really good job, bud. I'm really proud of you. So he has two overlapping elephants in the front that face away from each other.
It's really hard to see those little, small, like, super light pencil lines on the trunk right there from the camera.
It's hard to see the super light pencil lines. Oh, the little wrinkles. Then he has two elephants that are walking together right there, and you can see their legs are in motion. And then he has his whole background. He has a pond and two trees. Very nicely done, Sam. You ready to start sharpening? Go for it. Go for it. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to go for another 2 or 3 minutes, I'd say.
I can't mess this up.
All right. Just doing our very best. It's not a race. Go at your own speed. Pause if you need to. Come back. Take a break if you need to. Come back. If you need to do this over 2 or 3 days, whatever works for you.
I'm gonna need to, because the color in it for like the eyes and stuff.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do these ears over here. Here's the head, the trunk, the tusks, the body comes around here for me. Oh, I just noticed there were some lines I didn't erase. That could happen. You might come to some lines where you're like, no, I don't want to Sharpie that. Grab your eraser, erase those lines before you Sharpie. Sam, if you want, you might want to look around your elephants to see if there are any lines you want to erase before you start Sharpieing. All right, come down here, the front legs.
Dang it. I kind of stopped to look at your paper, and it left like a small dot. Right
Don't
there.
worry. It's not. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Whenever you put your Sharpie on something for a little while.
Oh, you had your Sharpie down on the paper. That's okay. You know, Sam, the detail of this is big enough. You can use the thicker Sharpie.
Okay.
Your call. All right, I'm gonna come down here, finish the back leg here, this back leg, the nails. All right, and then I'm doing the ground here, behind, doing some wrinkles coming out of the ears, some wrinkles coming down the trunk, and then my eyes right here. And I'm just coloring in the inside of the eyes black. All right, I have my pond here. And I have a tree right here. All right, so I already see lines that I'm gonna have to erase. I went way outside of these lines. That's okay. So if you want to take a break from Sharpieing and you want to erase some lines, go for it. All right. All right, so I have done a little more than half of my sharpening that I need to do. Take your time, take your time. Can I show them where you are? Because I'm going to wrap it up. Can I just show them where you are?
Sure.
Okay. So this is where Sammy is. Okay, he's doing the Sharpie for the elephant down here. And then he's going to finish up his Sharpie. We are going to give the closing out directions, and then I'm going to sign off. I will finish doing the rest of my Sharpieing after I have signed off with you guys. So this is going to take a little bit more time for you. And I have a confession to make. So before I even started this lesson, you might have been like, whoa, how is she drawing so fast? That's ridiculous.
You sketched it out.
You saw it, huh? You could see it, right?
You couldn't see it from the camera, though.
I know. I sketched it out before the lesson.
Cheater.
Super, super lightly, because I knew that I was going to have to kind of work quickly in order for this video not to be terribly long, okay? So I did sketch my entire paper out super lightly. So then when I was talking it out with you guys, I was actually tracing my lines in pencil and going a little bit on the slower side for myself because it had already been sketched out, okay? So that's my confession to you. And I'm telling you that because I don't want you to feel like you should have kept up with me the entire time without pressing pause, okay? So I'm going to show you Sammy one last time, his workstation, how he's working. It's really important to have good posture while you're doing your schoolwork. So see how Sammy's sitting straight up? And he's working. He has his, thank you, Sam. He has his scratch paper underneath him so that he is not getting any Sharpie on our table. It's getting absorbed by that scratch paper, okay? When you are all done with the lesson, you are going to you're going to flip it over and you're going to put your name on the back very neatly and clearly so that I can read it, okay? Thank you. And you're going to be returning this lesson as well as your OWL lesson in at the October material pickup date. There's going to be a bin to collect them. And for Maestra Mart's class, I will be putting together the art portfolios. We are going to be needing volunteers for all the other classes in the school. I already have a list of some, but we are going to be needing volunteers to put together the art portfolios for all 19 classes. So if your parent or the adult in your house would like to help with that, please ask and let them know that we're looking for volunteers for that so that everyone could have an art portfolio by the end of the school year. All right, you guys, I hope you had a good time, and I can't wait to see them all, and we will see you for the next lesson. Want to say bye? Bye. Bye.